into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Hello there, good morning and welcome to the latest Elite FPL podcast with myself, Stevo, where today I just want to talk about yesterday and looking at what the rivals did, specifically in the Tour Elite, because as the title suggests, I can't believe how many bench boosts have been played over this game week, especially in the Tour Elite. Basically everybody in the Tour Elite has played the bench boost, everybody has captained Salah. And, you know, as I stated to Jason yesterday, really, I was so motivated and I can't even think of the flaming words to talk about really, but like, I just found it so fascinating going back to the old videos, like how me and Jason played the game and what we did back then to kind of enjoy what we were doing. And kind of like, without wanting to use the terminology, but it's just true. It's like G Wiz says, hashtag play your own game. And I don't know, I feel like these streams of late have just been back to the original style where it's more about the community than it is about the general public. You know, I do a lot of research into what works, what doesn't work, why people watch the show, why people don't watch the show. And as I keep banging on about in members videos, I pride myself on the fact that we dedicate, I would argue, 99% of our stuff to people that are involved in the community rather than just your general everyday public that just pop in, want to find out what the best captaincy is and then clear off. I generally don't care. What I love is like yesterday what happened, which I'm glad me and Jason were justified in what we did. I'll get onto that in a minute. Because Jason's had a stormer. He's had a fantastic free hit. He's done really well, but we'll get onto that in a minute. And I'm just so happy that, you know, we are doing what we're doing, which is best for our mini leagues rather than just looking over the overview of what the public think and what the popular opinion is and everything. And yeah, so yesterday was just fascinating, really. So I got all my score predictions right, apart from one. I expected Brighton to beat Man United. I didn't expect them to beat them. Was it 4-0? That game was quite extraordinary, really. I was just... I don't like watching Man United. I can't stand it. I find it really, really boring. It's the same as Man City. I find it really, really boring. I can't stand watching Man City. Slight difference, though, is that at least with Man City, they're controlling the game, whereas with Man United, they just seem to have no ideas whatsoever. They don't seem to be knowing what to do. They don't have any care about playing for their team whatsoever. And I was just kind of like... I was focusing more on listening, because whenever I watch games, I don't listen to the commentary. I just have XFM on, or a podcast, but usually it's XFM. And I essentially just think to myself, like, I'm more invested in what's going on in XFM and just enjoying it for what it is than watching sometimes what's on screen. And that was the case last night. I mean, Brighton just completely dominated United from the start. It was complete domination. And I just was embarrassed for United fans, to be honest with you. I know Jason said he put a sentence up on Twitter about what he thought about Man United, and yeah, they were absolutely abysmal. And it's shocking to think that this is a team from, I don't know, 7-8 years ago, who were like one of the most, I mean, what was it? It's ever since kind of like the money's come into the Premier League, really, where, you know, it was the fight between Chelsea and Man United. Didn't Ferguson come out on top? I can't even remember. We're going back years to where it is now, where you've got Mark Goldbridge literally saying, I need, or we need, essentially a new 11. That's what it needs to take. And I find it really interesting, listening to Mark Goldbridge. I've gone, you know, when you go on YouTube and you go down rabbit holes of watching various videos and whatever. And I've been watching quite a bit of Mark Goldbridge because he did a podcast, I highly recommend it, with Ben Foster on the Fozcast. And it's about an hour I think it's like an hour and 20 minutes long. And I think the last 20 minutes is a bit near. But the first hour is fantastic. And of course, with the algorithm on YouTube, it then pops up with every single Mark Goldbridge video possible. I've just been going on like a bit of a Mark Goldbridge watch along, I suppose. And, you know, because of that, I then decide, you know what, I'll tune into his watch alongs. And that's what I did yesterday. I was just tuning in, listening to this guy speak passionately about Man United and stuff. And I just find it fascinating in the sense of, like, is it a bloke speaking to 40,000, 50,000 people on a live stream and just chatting about United and talking about how bad they are? And in his words, he couldn't care less if he's speaking in front of nobody or he's in front of, like, he is 50,000 people. And just to give his opinion like he does is just absolutely hilarious, because it's funny, because it's true. And yeah, listening to him not just after, but I was listening to, the problem with the one thing I hate about these watch-alongs is that I can't watch it because they're ahead of me. If they weren't ahead of me, I would happily listen in to Mark do his watch-along. But because he's ahead of me, it's like, because there was, I don't know, whenever it was, Cavani had an overhead volley attempt, didn't he? Which he completely skewed, but whatever. And I was like, why hasn't Mark said anything? And then he just randomly just says, oh, Dalot's doing well. I'm thinking, but he hadn't even got, he was like 30 seconds ahead, and I'm just like, I can't be bothered I don't want to listen to this because he's just kind of spoiling it for me. But Brighton were phenomenal. They are a team which, could you imagine if they were like this all season? It's almost like, you know, all those underlying statistics. Like, yeah, they take X amount of shots on goal and stuff, but they just can't, convert them. And yeah, they've got like the best defence in the league, but they always concede a goal. You know, hence why they're in the situation that they're in at the moment. And I essentially just, you know, was thinking, like, it's such a shame that there's only two more game weeks left. Brighton would be great to jump on. I mean, they've conceded hardly any goals across the past few game weeks now. They've had some incredible results, including the 4-0 last night. That Cucurella is just a freak of nature. He's a freak. He's just Alonso. He's supposed to be playing, what was it, left centre back or whatever, and he's more centre forward. It's just extraordinary. And I know Andy Martin had him in his bloody team. I bet he's I think he got rid of him, or didn't play him or whatever. So I think that Brighton are certainly a team to tie. It's just a shame that they got no double game week. And like I said, they only have 2 game weeks left, so it doesn't really matter really. But next season, they are certainly a team that I'm going to be looking at. If they've got good fixtures, I already earmarked it. Cucurella is already on my radar. But he's going to be, 5.5 next year? If he's 5 million, if Cucurella's 5 million next year, he's in my team. He's straight in it, depending again on their fixtures, but, and, you had the other results yesterday. Like I said, I got them all right. Brentford beating that pathetic Southampton team. Just whatever. I knew we'd lose to Aston Villa. I didn't think we'd lose that comprehensively, but 3-1. The goal was fantastic from an FPL point of view, because the amount of people that had Matty Cash as an example in their teams. But the Chelsea one was the most fascinating one. Again, I have no idea what happened there. I don't know. I don't follow any of this whatsoever. But certainly Chelsea were going along 2-0 up, and then they concede 2 goals to a team that can't score goals. I just can't get. And of course, one of my rivals has friggin' Cody. I think it's Dan Benson, the team below me, has flaming Connor Cody. You can't make it up. So obviously he scores yesterday. Coutinho not playing. Surprise, surprise. I know Karma Baby's been banging on and on and on about the fact that don't worry about Coutinho. And, I still at this point wish that it just angers me so much. I anger myself so much, some of the stupid decisions I make. Sometimes I do wish, I wish I just listened to myself and just went, stop listening or watching content creators. Because like I say, that's what kind of happened on that day. It was certain individuals have got Coutinho coming in their team. He could, against Norwich, get a double-digit haul. I've got whoever the flaming Kulusevski, who's been doing absolutely nothing for me. I couldn't care less about him. He was terrible last night. We'll get onto that game in a minute. He was awful. But, I didn't expect Kulusevski to then get to it. But whatever, it's happened now. Of course, Zaha, a player I've been banging on. The one frigging player that I've been saying, gonna get him, I'm gonna get him. Did I get him? Nah. What has he done since? 2 goals, 6 bonus points. Do you know, I genuinely think that if I'd have just gone through my just automatic decisions without thinking, I'd be flaming top 10,000 sometimes. I'd certainly be closer to the 75k that I want to get. And, I'm just so disgusted at my own thought process. I have a feeling as well that I know for fact so far that of the 2 free hits that I had, because I had Diaz in the other free hit, that I've already regretted it. I'm making sure that I'm putting money down on Pookie, Richarlison to score any time, because I got my money. Well, I say I got my money back. I put my money on Salah and Diaz to score any time last night, so one of them came through at least. Just to cover myself, really. But yeah, definitely going to be putting on Pookie, Richarlison to score any time. And I can't remember who the other... there was another player on my team who I had set up, which is different to this one. I'm expecting... Because, of course, Matip didn't play last night. Why would he? It's funny because when you look at his starts, he starts basically 8 or 9 in a row and then gets benched. And then he's just played 8 in a row and then he gets benched. I'm assuming he plays against Aston Villa. That's the assumption. That's the absolute assumption. Because I know a lot of people have actually got Matip for the team. But yeah, so it was Diaz that I put money on. So the other players were Schmeichel playing. Schmeichel, Laporte. So it's Schmeichel, Laporte, Diaz, Pookie, and Richarlison that are the differentials from this free hit team here in front of you. But yeah, so that game last night, Liverpool-Tottenham, was really good. I actually really enjoyed it personally. I just love the fact that Tottenham were defending they were defending really, really well. And I think that a point, even if they'd won, I don't think I don't think Liverpool could complain if Tottenham had won, to be honest with you. I don't think that Liverpool they created a lot, but they didn't exactly, off the top of my head, trouble Lloris. Salah, surprise, surprise, anonymous as ever, like he has been for the past 5 or 6 weeks. Diaz is just an absolute freak of nature. Again, there's that terminology. He is just absolutely just tearing it up, and he has to start against Aston Villa. He's got to. He has to. There's no point in Klopp resting him. He has to play against Aston Villa. Jota, when he came on, was anonymous. Mane, he just does what he does. You know, Thiago was fantastic. Trent was really attacking along with Robertson as per normal. But a lot of Trent's crossing. God almighty. I mean, talking of crossing, Son, can you just take him off freaking corner kicks? He's awful. There's got to be someone in the Tottenham team that can take better corners than Son. Swing it into the near post. Gets cleared. Every freaking time. Terrible. All these players in the box that are good at heading the ball. He can't even get it. It really does annoy me. Van Dijk, of course, he had a couple of opportunities. Didn't he hit the crossbar with one header as well? And yeah, I mean, funny enough, I put out a tweet yesterday, and I meant it. The way this game is going, Tottenham could play for a further. This was at the 30th minute. Tottenham could play a further 120 minutes. They're not scoring. This game's ending 1 or 2-0. And that's the way the game was going. And all of a sudden, just like that, along comes Kane. Kane assisting the friggin' assister. It's unbelievable. He did the right thing, passing it out to, was it Sessegnon that got the assist? Did the right thing. But it's like assisting the assister. And Kane was nothing last night. Absolutely nothing last night. And I'm hoping he gets something against Arsenal. Like I say, I've got all my predictions right yesterday. Chelsea and Liverpool I didn't get right. But like I say, Liverpool just, after the break, it was the typical onslaught. But Tottenham defended so well. They kept them out. They did nothing, and it just ended up with, the likes of Jason doing really, really well. That's what I mean about the bench boosters. I mean, if I show you the Torbay Elite team, the Torbay Elite League, sorry. So all these guys in the top 4 have bench boosted. In fact, if I look at it here, so of all the teams here, right, they've all bench boosted. Now I worked out that a lot of people, like Sai has got 25 players left to play on me. 25 players on me left to play. And what that means is that he's got Richarlison captain, so that's 8. That's times by 8 if he plays the 4 matches. So that's 8 times appearances. But Jason, he's got the most points in the... Well, you've got Shane Crowther, who got 20... Well, I'm assuming he got 26 if he didn't take a hit. He did take a hit, so he didn't even get... And he played his triple captain. Triple captain, son. Yeah, so... Apart from Shane Crowther, who took a -8, actually, Jason's got the most points in the top 10. He's got the most points in the top 10. I hope his luck continues. And by the way, I messaged Jason. I said, surprise, surprise, my advice has helped you again. Foster coming through. Surprise, surprise. All these Muppets yesterday. All these Muppets coming on saying, yeah, but why are you choosing Foster for? And it's like, but Jason has to make the most of his team. Don't worry about the goalkeeper spot. Who cares? At most, he's going to get 4 points. At most, he's going to get 4 points. You know, he's not going to get battered by Crystal Palace. He's not going to get battered by Everton. Surprise, surprise. What did he do? Gets 4 points, and that was just from saves. That's just in the first game. So, yeah, this is Jason's team. And, you know, he's unlucky with Alonso. Very unlucky with Alonso. Once again, taken off for tactical reasons. I don't quite understand that. I really don't even understand that, because wasn't it 2-0? So that makes no sense at all. I'm assuming he plays against Leeds. He's got De Bruyne as captain, just like me. No one has got differential captains in our league. It's all Salah. But it's just Diaz and Son coming through for Jace. Obviously today with the Man City game, no one knows the team whatsoever. But you'd like to think that KDB plays. You'd like to think he starts, for crying out loud. I mean, they have to win no matter what. They have to win every single game anyway. But yeah, Jason's really come through with that free hit. Very, very unlucky with the double clean sheet missing out from Son. I'm sure he would rather have taken that from a point of view. But you know, he's certainly done the best. Whereas all these guys above, if I show you. So I'm 70. So these guys took hits. I saw one guy. I saw Bilal actually took a -12. I think Darren Monday took a -12 as well for a bench boost. Oh, sorry. Oh, he didn't bench. I thought he did bench boost. Okay, well this is Dan Benson. He Salah captain. So his differentials on me are the two. So he's got Ramsdale. That's twice. James, let's just say that anyway, that's 3. Laporte, 4-5. Trent, 6. Cody, 7. Already come through, for crying out loud. Can't even read who that is. Ridiculous. Gordon. So that's 8, 9. 10, 11 in Foden. 12 in Mount. 13 Kulusevski. 14 in Salah, because he's got the captaincy. So he's got 14 differentials on me. And then when you look at Martin New's team, once again, bench boost, but it's size team, which is fascinating. Like I say, he's got 25 additional players on top of me. This is Martin's bench boost team here. 19 points, but he took a -4 or something. So Schmeichel, that's 2. Trent 3, Robertson 4, Justin 5, 6, Rudiger 7, Maddison 8, 9, Mount 10, 11 because he's captain, 12, 13 in Richarlison, 14 in Watkins, 15 in Foster, 16 in Reece James, 17 Kulusevski. So 17 differentials on me. And then the frightening one is Sai. This is the frightening one. I'm sure I looked at it this morning. I worked out it was 25. Maybe I counted different players in. But Sarr 1, Trent 2, James 3, Robertson 4, Sarr 5. That's Sarr of Watford. Coutinho 6, Martinelli 7, 8. Gordon 9, 10. Richarlison 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Foster 21, 22, 23 Iheanacho, 24 in Firmino. Oh yeah, so he's got 26. 26 differentials. So that is... But look at the players though. Like... Sarr at home to Man City. Can he get a clean sheet? You know what? Well, no. Foster at home to Everton can. in a 0-0, so Holgate may come through. Reece James, well, we assume he doesn't play. Robertson, he came off. I'm assuming he may actually... Do you know what? He may actually play against Aston Villa. Came off early. Gordon's a frightening differential for me. But he plays for Everton. And Everton away from home are terrible. Martinelli, literally hit or miss. You don't have a clue whether he's playing or not. Coutinho, meh. Sarr, meh. Richarlison captain's the interesting one. Like I said, that's 8. That's 8 different players over me in theory. Because you got, not only is he playing twice, he's then got the captaincy as well. That's a times 8. Holgate, again, could get a clean sheet against Watford. Firmino could get a clean sheet against Everton in a 0-0. Iheanacho's another one. Does he play? Does he not? No one has a flaming clue. And then Foster, good for save points, as we saw yesterday. So it's quite a scary-looking team. But from my personal perspective, like I say, because I'm chasing the overall rank, I wanted to really go for it. I'm exactly 70 points clear of Dan Benson. 70 odd points clear of Martin Yu, and then it's like 80 odd points against Sai. Can Sai claw back that 80 points on me? The answer is potentially yes. If Ake doesn't play and Matip don't play at all, I'm down to 9 players. And then if Kane does nothing against Arsenal, which there's a very high chance that he doesn't. But as I said, I was just going for like the late riser style, and also, like I said, like the Jason style of old, of just a flaming hell with it, just go for it. And yeah, just such a shame that, because I was expecting it to be quite a high scoring game last night between them two. But you all know how that materialised. And even in the Rivals League, as I keep banging on about, it is so... Well, Crypto's kind of moved away now at the top. He's slowly, I think without wanting to call it too early, but Crypto may be pinching this. You got him that's 30 odd point. Well, yeah, he is 30 points clear of Nasu. Wayne Dean is just about holding on. But the thing is that you've got Sultan Saeed below him, who's still got a free hit. He's got his free hit, so he's playing that next week. I'm assuming. You'd like to think he would. Brew's got no chips left. Wayne's got no chips left. Nasu, I don't actually have a clue what he's got chip-wise left. Let's have a look. Nasu has got a free hit left, so I'm assuming that's going to be played next week. And then Crypto, he played his bench boost this week. Yeah, he's got his free hits. So it's basically free hits everywhere for these guys. It's really interesting to see who those top 4 end up being, because you've got George, who's dropped to 6th. Raffaele now moves up to 7th. J-Lo down to 8th. Maestro, friend of the show, he's been stuck between 7th and 10th for the whole season, it seems. Can't go up, can't go down. Kickers has dropped off like a rock. Although, ironically, he's moved up to 10th. John Harris, unfortunately, has dropped all the way down to 20th. I don't know what the hell's happened to John, but he's just vanished off the face of the bloody planet. And it's such a shame, because me and Jace want someone that's, no disrespect, but someone that's really, really invested in our show. So I want either Wayne, Brew, Sultan, or John Harris to win the Rivals League, because they've been with the show since, well, day one essentially. So I'm just praying that these guys can do it. But yeah, it's all just... I haven't seen anybody apart from Sai captain someone different. Okay, I just saw someone with a triple captaincy on Son. And I know Mark... In fact, funny enough, Mark Southerns captained Son, didn't he? But this is Crypto's team at the top. This is his bench boost. It's ridiculous. Holgate, Laporte still to play today. Just Mount missing out and Alonso with that 1-pointer. Sanchez. No way. Foster. Just them two alone are massive differentials. They're huge. Absolutely ginormous differentials for Crypto there. So congratulations to him without wanting to sound like a patronising individual. But that is an extraordinary. Just Foster and Sanchez alone is massive. So Cancelo's definitely playing. We don't know about Foden. Laporte, 95% certain going to be starting today. It's going to be really interesting. That game today between City and Newcastle is either going to be a dire 1-0 boring, no one cares, just get the win done, or it could be 3, 4, 5. I actually have this gut. I've predicted 4-0. I genuinely fear though it's going to be like a really boring 1-0, maybe 2-0 at a push. But Ramanathan, stop giving me that. No, I don't care about overall rank. I'm talking about the Rivals League. I don't care about overall rank, mate. Anything of interest? Mark Dodd saying, no hits and Son kept me falling off a cliff today. Yeah, well, he's stopping people from falling off a cliff, full stop, isn't he? Mark Byrne, will anybody be covering any games later? I can't be bothered, to be honest with you. I'll be honest, I can't stand jinxing games. I hate it. I hate jinxing, mate. I cannot stand jinxing games. Guarantee you now, if I'd covered that Liverpool game, Salah would have got a hat-trick. Definitely not doing Twitter space. Waste of time, mate. No one listens. In fact, I'm not going to name the individual, but an individual was like, why don't you do live streaming around London? I'm like, because no one listens. Why would I do this for nobody to listen? It's a waste of time. But yeah, I don't know. It depends if something of interest happens in these games. Specifically the 2 o'clock kickoffs today? But to be blunt with you, I hate doing watch-alongs. I hate it. I can't stand it because we just jinx. Do you know how much it... Well, you can tell. Do you know how much it annoys me? Us jinxing every freaking game on the planet. I hate it. Get sick to death of covering it. So Arsenal Leeds, Leicester, Everton, Norwich, West Ham, 2 o'clock. Yeah, whatever. I'm definitely not doing Man City. You think I'm covering that game and seeing Kevin De Bruyne blank after Man City win 4-0 and Kevin De Bruyne gets nothing? I will literally smash this table to pieces. That's how annoyed it would make me. Because we just jinx everything. So yeah, I just don't like doing it. It's like, funny enough, Mark Goldbridge says, watch-alongs are frigging tough when you're doing it on your own. Horrible, especially when nothing's going right your way. One Life Soccer, Captain Mares. Are you in the moderator league? Just of interest. Are you in the moderator league? Yeah. You're below Jason. And you took a -12. I've got some bad news for you here. You didn't captain Maris. I don't know if you're trolling me, One Life Soccer, but you didn't captain Maris. This is your team here. Unless there's, by pure coincidence, someone else called One Life Soccer in the moderators that's a moderator, you captained Cancelo. Your bench boosted. Mahrez is there. That's your team there. But if you don't know what the Tour Elite is, don't bother watching. It's basically the league that all I care about. And the Rivals League. Yeah, One Life Soccer. You didn't captain Mahrez. It's there in black and white. Or blue. It's Cancelo, mate. I don't know if you've completely not realised this, but you're stuffed. Nuka Adams, good point. Very good point. In fact, very good point, Nuka Adams, saying that I should rewind the, whatchamacallit? Completely forgotten it. The watch-alongs. Nuka Adams saying, my only differential today is Milenko. Very good chance of attacking returns and clean sheet. I'm just, I said to Dan on a voice message yesterday, in fact that was you, Nuka Adams, that asked about Tour Elite. Flame, I should ban you for that question. I should actually ban you. Even someone that barely watches the show knows what Tour Elite is. Bloody hell, man. That's awful. I talk about the Tour Elite like pretty much everything. So does Jason. Every stream we do. Blimey. But yeah, I said to Dan yesterday, I'm dreading today. I said to him, I just fear that everything is going to... Everything that seems to happen with me, no matter what I initially say, that always goes through. I go completely against what I initially say. And then that all comes through, and then the thing that I go through within the end completely backfires. I really do think, in fact, what I'll do is I'll actually put up that team there. That should be up on the screen. Yeah, that was my original free hit team, and I'm already feeling sick looking at it. Actually feeling sick looking at it. Especially with Diaz coming through. That was the safety team there. And I look at it, I go, guaranteed starters and everybody there. All guaranteed. And the one differential, Diaz, came through. Oh, it's going to be just disgusting. Yeah, it's disgusting. Without going over it, basically Tour Elite has been the league that I've been doing for the past 12, 13 years. And you were even watching the show last week. And basically, I've been doing it for 12, 13 years, but the last 10 has been official FPL. The previous 2 or 3 were done via email. Basically me, it was my own personal... I'm actually boring myself talking about my own game. But yeah, back to this. So, Schmeichel, Van Dijk, Diaz, Laporte, Diaz again, Salah captain, De Bruyne, Saka, Son, Puki, Richarlison. That was my original team. In fact, that is the exact team that I'd written down. The only difference was it was Nketiah. So it was Jota. So the original free hit team written on here, forwarded by Duncan Goodhue, was Schmeichel in goal, Laporte, Robertson, Cancelo, Jota, KDB captain, Mane, Son, Maddison, Pukki and Nketiah. That was the original double game week 36 team. And then it changed to this team here. So basically it was Richarlison in for Nketiah, Diaz in for Jota, De Bruyne in for Mane. And yeah. God, I'm genuinely, you know, when you're like, I know everybody's feeling exactly the same as me. You know, when you like kind of watch, when you actually play this game and you kind of like go into that dread FPL mode of just like, Christ, what have I done? Honestly, I messaged, in fact, can I play it? No, I can't. I can't play it, but I just messaged Dan yesterday. I just know I've messed it up. I know I've absolutely messed it up. Big time, to be honest with you. Absolutely crazy. Nuka Atoms, how did Steve-O make it to the top? Because, as I keep saying a billion times, I'm rubbish at FPL, but the people that are in the Torbay Elite clearly aren't great either. The Rivals League are a bunch of freaks who know what they're doing, who study fantasy football inside out, are part of every single Discord you can imagine, and, you know, whatever. I don't mean to sound horrible, it's just the truth. Torbay Elite is just a bunch of people that just got together from years ago. It's like when people say to me on Twitter, like, oh, you shouldn't be going with that player. Well, I can, because I'm rubbish. In fact, my standard answer on Twitter now is, I'm rubbish at FPL. Literally, I just do this. I'm rubbish at FPL. That is literally my answer. Because I am rubbish at FPL. And I keep saying this. People that actually watch this for quote-unquote advice, you're a bunch of mugs. Like I say, I take a rivalry with Jason and Si and Dan very, very seriously. In fact, talking to Dan, do you know he free-hitted yesterday? And essentially, he always reminds me of like when people would be like, I'm not going to listen to Elite FPL anymore because Steve-O's really offensive. Right, well, don't listen then. Clear off. Genuinely. I remember doing a members video the other day. When was it? I'm sure a member will be able to say. And I literally just said, right, I'm using the C word in this. And I'm going to give you fair warning now that if you get offended by the C word, turn off right now. And if anybody has the audacity to complain, you're banned. So this is Dan's free hit team here. It's basically Jason's team. It's good. Look at that. What's the difference between Dan and Jason's team? I can't even tell you. Schmeichel instead of Foster. Laporte instead of Trent. I should actually get up Jason's team in front of me on my screen here, and then I'll be able to check what's actually going on. Where is Jason? There. So, Foden. Foden instead of Gordon. Oh, this is really... So, Foden instead of Gordon, Laporte instead of Trent. And that's it. Oh, Schmeichel instead of Foster. Oh, just seeing Diaz, it's making me sick. Genuinely makes me sick. Who was it who was it in the Torbay Elite as well that won it? Wasn't it Jason? I'm sure it was. He just won it by default. I said to him, you could do anything you want and you've won it. It's the same with me. I'm going to end up like 150k by default. That's what's going to annoy me. Like I say, I want to get that five-figure rank this year, 99.999. I want to get it this year. But the way it's going at the moment... I said it on... I can't remember. Oh, it was Jason. I messaged him and I just said, honestly, if Kevin De Bruyne gets a digit haul today, I am genuinely rioting. I'm going to go absolutely mental. If Kevin De Bruyne gets that. If Kevin De Bruyne gets his... Do you know what? This is the thing with jinxing captains. Like I say, whenever I can't get a captain right. So Kevin De Bruyne, every single home game without fail, gets a minimum of an assist. A minimum, without fail. gets a minimum of an assist. He's going to do nothing, isn't he? Today he's going to do absolute nothing. And the irony is, of course, is that the history suggests that he does terribly against Newcastle and Wolves. That's going to bite me on the bum, isn't it? That's going to destroy me. Mark Dodds, I'm not going to lie, mate. I'm not going to blow smoke up my backside, but trust me, I'm completely agreeing with your... I've done about 100 million... I'll be straight with you, Mark. So, Mark, well, I'll just say hello to Dave and FPL Smarter. Hey, Andy, we were just talking about you, Andy, a minute ago. I was saying how you triple captain De Bruyne. And there was something else why I mentioned you as well. But anyway, whatever. But, hello, Wayne, mate. Andy saying I'll go mental if KDB scores. Honestly, trust me. I will. I said it to Paul E last night. If Kane... What did I say to Paul E last night? If Salah blanks and Kane scores, I'm going to do a 6-hour stream. Obviously that didn't happen. But honestly, if KDB, it'd be incredible if he gets 10 points. Just please. Oh God. What's that off? Simon isn't off the In-Betweeners. Oh, work, please work. And he's bashing his... You can say it, Carl. You can say penis. You know, that is the anagrammical term. As Ricky says. Oh, for crying out loud. Yeah, so in answer to... So Mark was saying then 30 seconds ago... Blah, 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 blah. I watch a few creators and Elite FPL is number one for entertainment. You've just answered your own point. People, I don't mean to be rude, people don't watch fantasy football content for... I think I actually answer this question every single stream. People don't watch fantasy football for entertainment. If they did, without sounding rude, we'd have quite a high viewership. Like I say, we are the Arsenal fan TV or whatever. Like I say, it's why I relate with Mark Goldbridge so much, because I see Martin is mine. I see Mark, you know, I've just said that. Mark just says it as it is, and I'm just watching this going, like, there was this moment last night on his video. Oh, it was so funny. And he's there like, bloody Burnley, oh God, you can't give me that bloody rubbish. And he was like, there was somebody in the chat, and they went, and he was basically, I'm just gonna pick on Andy Martin here. Andy, you can't bloody say that. Oh, get off! Don't stop watching my stream. You're speaking rubbish. And you know, when you've got like a giant fan base like that, and various videos, blah blah blah, go viral, all this nonsense. It's all that happens, and you know, like I keep saying it, and I'll continue saying this until people start clipping funny moments that happen, like I do all the time with various people, and it just draws attraction to the show. But I haven't got a producer. I've got to do everything on my own. It's very difficult to just, do you know what, I'm going to clip that bit while not speaking. It's impossible. It's very difficult doing the podcast that I'm doing at the moment, trying to get music to play while I'm still speaking, while I'm listening to stupid adverts, while I'm still talking over the adverts. It's very difficult to do. But it seems to work seamlessly, apart from the other day when I cocked it up with, for God's sake, cocked it up with Slipknot. But anyway. Victor saying, just imagine if Newcastle wins today. From a real life perspective, that would be fantastic, because I want Liverpool to win the league. That's all I want to do. I want Liverpool to win the league, and it would be fantastic if they do. Andy saying here, if Kevin De Bruyne gets 7 points, it's 21 points. Yeah, because triple captaincy. Yeah, you were very close to trip. This is Andy here. I can actually bring up Andy's team. bring up Andy's team up on screen. So, for anybody that doesn't know, Andy's actually one of the correspondents for Planet FPL. You may reckon he's the Leeds correspondent. Hopefully you go down instead of us, Andy. Even though you're not worthy of going down, we definitely are. Bloody useless. I'm praying it's, to be honest, who are they called? Everton. Well, there's his face there. I don't know if it's up on screen. There's Andy there. Looking like Brian Badondi. Brrr. What a reference. I bet no one even understands what even that reference is. There's his team. Please don't be too big. Yay. Good. Well, it's not the full team. I can't bring it fully up, but I can't do a Jason. But there it is, the triple captaincy on De Bruyne. Someone triple captaincy's son in our mini-league, the Torbay Elite. And it made it. Surprise, surprise. He made it. Saka, Jota. He looked useless. I think he plays against Villa, though, but he looked absolutely useless last night. Gordon's the scary one over this double game week. Gordon's the scary one. Obviously, having Richarlison and whatnot in your team. I'll try and bring up a bigger picture, actually, because I know you had it up. Oh, here we are. That's better. That's a better picture. I can now scroll down. There we are. Done. Yeah, you had that dilemma of benching Nketiah or Richarlison. I think you made, without wanting to sound like a patronising so-and-so, I think you made the right choice. Richarlison's got the better fixtures. It's a bloody brilliant team. And I expect it to... Look, let's get real here. It's De Bruyne. It's De Bruyne. 2 games against 2 terrible teams. Get him done. Hello, Firetog, mate. In fact, Firetog, another De Bruyne captaincy. In fact, what is that moderator looking like? Moderator league looking like? I still can't believe I'm 3rd in that. I may have dropped now, but yeah, 3rd. What does that say about our moderators? 3rd. I'm ahead of flaming semi-sweet potato, blonde, harbour boy, dread, Gabriel de Rop. Well, Anurag plays about half a billion fantasy games. So I kind of excuse him from that. Armand, Dylan, Jason, One Life Soccer, Dan at the bottom. You're all useless. 1 point ahead of semi-sweet. I'm 32 points behind you, Firetog, and you've used bench boost. Watkins coming through for you. I don't know how I'm going to be attacking that double game week, to be honest with you. Zaha in. I'm probably just going to keep Coutinho for as David Brent says, for my sins. Well, what is that scene again? Oh, for my sins. Oh, when is that bit? I can't remember now. Remind me. Someone in chat remind me. There's Firetog's team. Who's the differentials on me? So Ramsdale, Robertson, Trent. Have I got Cancelo? No, I haven't even got Cancelo, so that's 7. James 8, Alonso 9, Maddison 10, 11, Mahrez 12, 13, Watkins 14, Pookie 15, 16. I saw that this morning. Zaha. Unbelievable. Must have been that advice you must have taken. Crying out bloody loud. Zaha. Unreal. He's saying here that he thought that Zaha would outscore a lot of double game week as well, again, I was not overly fussed about this double game week in the sense of I had to attack Man City. Had to attack Man City and Liverpool. Get those 6 in and then just obviously have Son in the team. But again, I don't want to keep banging on and on about the same bloody subject matter, but I'm just absolutely, genuinely dreading today. Ideally, realistic. Let's just be realistic about today's fixture. So let's just get real for a second. So if we're going on my own personal predictions, which I pride myself on, in fact, I haven't actually checked to see how the history is done this week. 'Cause normally the history is, in fact, the history had done really, really well over the past 2 weeks. This week it's done terribly. Surprise, surprise. In fact, it's done really bad this week. But so I've gone Arsenal to beat Leeds 2-1. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be a really tight game. Arsenal can't really. I don't think they're going to enjoy playing Leeds today. You know, even if it ended like 1-0 to Arsenal, maybe even 1-1. You never know. But I've gone 2-1. So realistically, you know, Saka's in form at the moment. Let's give the Saka assist. Nketiah is a waste of space. So, but he did really well last week. Leeds susceptible to lose. So maybe Nketiah may get a goal. Leicester, I've got no assets in that. But Everton, I've got it here as 1-1. 1-1, but honestly, Leicester at home, they either draw 1-1 or win 2-1. Because Leicester are so bad away from home. Everton are so bad away from home. Leicester to win that 2-1. So that's no clean sheet for me, for Pickford. Norwich at home to West Ham. Norwich are absolutely useless. They're now relegated. Will they now just play with, you know, the handcuffs off? I don't know. But they're up against West Ham, who are now going to be fighting to, you know, do really well in the league. So I've gone with a 2-1 victory to West Ham. So you'd expect maybe Pookie to continue his home scoring form at the moment. And then Man City, Newcastle. Look, I've gone 4-0. The history's gone 4-0. I would like to think, you know, Newcastle are very good at the moment. But look, they're against a team that have just been knocked out of the Champions League final. Pep Guardiola is not going to want his players to put their heads down. And look, let's get real here. Kevin De Bruyne should be able to return. And, you know, without wanting to repeat myself, I will go mental. He's mental, so not literally. Well, there we are. What's your prediction for the Arsenal Leeds game? Yeah, a very tight 2-1 victory, Wayne. A very tight 2-1 victory, but honestly, 1-0. It's not going to be it's not going to be like a 3-4 scoreline. I can't see it. Leeds are solid enough where they're not going to be conceding too many chances. So I'd expect that to be a very, very, very tight, close game. It's just that I really, 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 really do hope that Ake starts. I really do hope so. Matthew Briggs saying, do you think it's possible to catch up 60 points on someone between now and the end of the season? Depends what chips you've got. It all depends on what chips you've got. If you've got no chips, then I don't think it is. We have completely different teams. He's got Salah, Kane, etc. That means nothing, but whatever. I have De Bruyne, Diaz, Cancelo, Son. If Salah and Kane continue being the way they are, which is absolutely rubbish, then yeah, you have got every chance to, over the next 2 game weeks, to potentially catch 60 points. But realistically, it's going to be down to your chips. And like I say, I couldn't care less about Salah. In fact, Andy Martin is someone that doesn't even own Salah, which is great. And I do think that 60 points is a lot, but if, like I say, if Salah and Kane just continue the way they are, they're doing absolutely nothing. But yeah, it's just today is going to be absolutely fascinating with this mini league. Absolutely fascinating with this mini league. If it all goes my way, and it's a big if, Ake plays, because he's going to play one of the two, he's got to. Ake plays, keeps a clean sheet, along with Diaz, and Kevin De Bruyne gets that double-digit return. Touch wood, virtually solidifies me in that top 4 at least, and pushing for that 75k. It is massive today, absolutely huge, because the absolute tripe of players that the teams below me have got, are they going to just randomly, they've been doing nothing all season, are they just going to randomly show up today in the likes of Gordon, Richarlison, Pookie, and so on and so forth? We will only, what the hell? We will only discover after 5. It is going to be ridiculous today. And I'm going to be nervous as hell watching that Arsenal game and thinking to myself, please, for the love of God, Saka and Nketiah come through like Wayne Dean needs. But watching Man City today is going to be horrific. It's bad enough anyway. But watching them today, like I say, I fear it's going to be just some dire 1-0 victory. Rodri scoring the goal after Fernandinho flaming boots it up the pitch. Is this going to be another fail of a double game week? I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to clear off. All I will say is that I always say this line. There may be an impromptu stream today at some point. No idea when, but there could be an impromptu stream. So stay tuned for that. Other than that, all I will say is just thanks for listening in. I'm going to clear off out. I'm just going to get some sun, get some rays, get more of a tan, and then see what happens. Right, I'm clearing off. See you later, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.